We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Old age is a state of rest and freedom with regard to the senses. When the violence of the passions has subsided and their fire has died down, one finds oneself delivered from a multitude of frenzied tyrants. Men do not want what they do, but what they do for the sake of what they do. The eyes of the mind only begin to be sharp when those of the body begin to decline. It is not because we fear committing it, but because we fear suffering it, that we condemn injustice. Knowledge of words leads to knowledge of things. Man is a blind man who is on the right path. Give, and you shall receive. You can learn more about someone in an hour of gaming than in a year of conversation. Most men in power become villains. The greatest evil, apart from injustice, would be for the perpetrator of the injustice not to pay the penalty for their wrongdoing. Love is blind. Beware of forcing children to study, but rather mix it with their play, so that you may be even better able to discern each child's natural inclinations. True simplicity combines goodness with beauty. The malicious have small souls, but sharp eyesight. If you want to control a people, start by controlling their music. True philosophers practice dying. What matters most is not living, but living well. Justice is wisdom applied to social life. The soul finds rest in little sleep, the heart in few worries. It is more dangerous to fall in love than to fall from a cliff. Incorrect language harms not only speech, but the soul itself. The role of wisdom and virtue is to govern well. Opinion stands midway between knowledge and ignorance. It is not because we fear committing injustice, but because we fear suffering it, that we condemn it. Man is the only animal that believes in gods. Hunger is a cloud from which rain down science and eloquence. The malicious have small souls but sharp sight. Men do not desire what they do, but the end for which they do what they do. Love is blind. Being the child of resource and poverty, love has inherited certain traits. It is poor and sleeps outdoors. The beginning is the most important part of any work. The measure of a man is what he does with power. The soul takes nothing with it to the next world except its education and cultivation. The direction in which education starts determines the future life of a man. Knowledge acquired under compulsion has no hold on the mind. Education gives wings to the soul. Music gives the soul its harmony. The excessive love of youth is itself a form of madness. To seek wisdom is already to be wise. No human thing is of serious importance. Virtue is harmony of the soul. Self-conquest is the greatest of all victories. The man who makes himself the servant of reason is free. The wise man does not grieve for what he lacks, but rejoices in what he has. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. Those who tell stories rule society. The soul becomes colored by the thoughts it entertains. Love is the desire for the perpetual possession of the good. Beauty is the splendor of truth. Wisdom begins in wonder. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. To improve is to change. To be perfect is to change often. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. The greatest wealth is contentment with little. A life without examination is not worth living. Courage is knowing what not to fear. The creative soul is stirred by beauty. Every learning process begins with desire. Discipline is the harmony of desire and reason. The soul grows through love of truth. He who learns to rule. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light.